Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of this Excel tutorial. In this video, we are going to discuss Excel basics for beginners. So if you're not a beginner, you can skip this video and move on to the next video. So let us just start. First thing is how to change the width and the height of row. So this is a column as discussed earlier in the previous video. Now I can select a column by moving my cursor to this and the cursor changes to pure black. If you click here, the full column is selected. Now, if you want to change the width of the column, you can move your cursor to the right edge of the column and the cursor is going to change like this in 4 directional cursor. So when it changes like this, you can click on it and then drag it. So you can drag it and change the width. This is one way of doing it. Second way of doing is you can click and you can change, right click and then change the column width. So you select the column width and then type in whatever number you want to. So if I type 12, this will become 12. So what I will do is I am going to select multiple columns here. I want the column width for all this column to be as 14. It is too big. I will change it to 12 or maybe 10. Okay, so all the columns are now same size. Similarly for rows as well, you can change the height of the row in the same way. Next is inserting rows and columns. So if in this table I want to insert a new row, then what I can do is I can just select a column and then right click and click on insert. So this will insert a new column and I can type in my data. Similarly for row, I can click and I can insert. Now if I want to delete row and column, same way I can select a column, right click and click on delete, the column will get deleted. And if I want to delete multiple rows or column, I can select multiple rows and then I click and delete. The multiple selection works for insert also. So if you are selecting 3 columns, for example this, if I am selecting 3 columns and then clicking on insert, 3 new columns will be added. I will do Ctrl Z to undo this. Now let us discuss how we can format the text inside a cell. So this is my title of this table and I want it to be the font to be a little bigger. So if I will select this cell here because the data is in this cell, so I can select this cell and then on top I get all the formatting options. So this here, this part is the font selection. So here I can change whatever font I want. So suppose I want this to be the font of my header, the title. So I will select this. Now you can select whatever font you want. There is a whole lot of fonts available. So whatever font you like, you can select it. I will keep the same as Calibri for now. And the next is this. So these are the numbers. So you can change the font size with this. So you can select whatever font size is suiting. So I will make this as 16. You can also type the values here. So if I want to make it as 15, I can type it here, or if I want to make it as 15.5, I can type. So this in between options are not available here, so that is why you can type it. Another way to increase the font size or decrease the font size is these 2 buttons here with arrow signs. So if I click this A with the top arrow, it will increase the font size. So 14 will become 16 and then one more time if I click it will become 18, and if I click the next with a down arrow, it will reduce it to 2 points. So these are 2 ways to increase the font size. Now next is how to align the font inside this. So here you can see this panel here, these lines. So this is for alignment. If I click here, this means text will be right aligned. This means it will be center aligned. This is left aligned. And then on top we have bottom, center and top. So I will just increase the height here. Right now it is top aligned. I'll make it as center, so it is center aligned, and then bottom aligned. I'll go back to the previous, I will keep it like this, and now I want it to be center aligned. So it is like this. Now how to make the font as bold or italic or underline. So here we have three options available with this: bold, italic and underline. So if I click here, it will become B. Also the shortcut is available, Control B. So if I press Control B, this will again go back to normal. Control B again, it will become bold. If I click here, it will become italics. And for italics, if you hover here, you can see the kind of shortcut also. So Control I is the shortcut for italic. So if I press Control I, it will go back to normal. Control I, it will go back to italic. Same goes for underline. The format, the shortcut is Control plus U. So Control plus U gives the underline. Control plus U again removes the underline. So I don't want it to be italic. So I will remove the italics. I want it to be bold. So I'll keep the bold part here. Next is merge and center. So here you can see this factory performance report, it is not fitting in one cell. I have typed this in cell F2, but it is not, it is taking space in 3 cells. So it is okay for some cases. I usually don't prefer merging cells, but in many cases you will have to merge cells. So what you can do is, you can select 3 rows, and if you click on merge and center here, these 3 cells will be merged and it will become one cell. So now E2 is having this full text. So you can use merge cell at a lot of places. For example, if I say, suppose I had one more row of data here, and I had the same buyer here. I had Levi's here as well and here as well. So what I can do is I can merge and center here. So Levi's style 19556 and then 15245, whatever. Then I can type in my data. So in some cases for formatting, you have to use merge and center, but it creates problems when you want to filter the data, and there are problems associated with merge and center. So avoid it wherever you can. I will just undo it, Control Z. Now next is wrap text. Here, this. What does wrap text means? So here you can see I have fixed my column width here as 10 points, but my text is not visible here. Men, women, and then fabric in-house target date, fabric in-house actual date, it is not visible because the width of the column is not enough. So what I can do here is, if I select this cell and click on wrap text, the text will be wrapped inside the complete width. So all the text will be visible. Now if I select a full row and click on wrap text, the full row text will be wrapped. And if I click on it again here, it will unwrap again. If I click on wrap text, it will be wrapped again. So wrap text will wrap all your text inside the width of the cell, and all the text will be visible if it is not fitting inside a cell. Now all these functions that we have discussed here, one way of doing is using this toolbar on top. But if you don't want to use this toolbar, all the options are also available. If you select the cell, right click and click on format cell. So here you can see alignment, font, border, fill, all the options are available. We are going to discuss all of these options on the menu bar on top, but you can also access all these tools by clicking on format cells, and all the tools will be available here. We are not going to discuss this, but just keep in mind that this is also a way to edit or format your cells. Let us now discuss how can we change the color inside the cell. So this factory performance report, I want to give it a different color. So here you can see this color option is there, A and color. So if I click on A, right now red is selected because this shows red. If I click here, it will become red. And if I want to make it as some other color, I can just click on this drop down in this arrow here. This will open the color palette, and I can select whatever color I want to choose. So I will keep this as this blue right now, and if you want more color, you can click on more colors here and you can just create your custom colors, or there are some standard color palette available, or you can type in your values. So if you have some specific color and you have to use, you can type the RGB values or hex values and get that color, and you can click on OK. So a lot of color options are available, you can choose whatever you want. So this is how you can color the font. Now if you have to color the cell, the background of the cell, then you have to select the cell and this fill option is there, fill color. So right now yellow is selected, I want to make it as gray. So I will just select this gray and it will be available. So I will select multiple column and then I will click on this. So all this is given a gray color, and I want this to be bold. So I will select this and then bold. So this looks better now. I have purposefully not formatted these two cells because I want to show you how I can copy formatting from one cell to another cell. So to copy a format from one cell to another cell, all the formatting, what you can do is select the cell which is having the formatting. For example, this cell is having the formatting. So I will select this format painter here. This paint symbol here is format painter. So this is a very useful tool to format your cells. So sometimes you want to copy the exact format from one cell to another, so you can use this tool. So if you click on format painter here and then you select the cell, the same format will be applied here. So if it was having borders, the borders will be applied to the new cells as well. Okay. Now let us discuss the cell format. So whenever we type in data, any data here, automatically the cell type is general, but Excel needs a certain way to identify what kind of data goes inside which cell. So general is the default value. So general means whatever value you type, it is automatically going to decide what kind of data is there. So if I type some number here, it will automatically identify this as number and it will be aligned to the right. And if I type some text here, it will be aligned to the left. So this is the way to identify whether a cell is containing text values or it is taking number values. So I will just going to delete this. Now you can see here cut percentage. Now this percentage has to be percentage, but it is showing as decimal places right now. So what we can do is we can select it, click here and select percentage. So all of this will be converted into percentage. Now here these two columns are date columns. So I will select all these cells and I will click here and I will select date. So it is not, yeah, it is showing correct now. Now there are a lot of formatting options available. Some of them are available on top. You can access this from here and you can click on more number formats. Here you can see a lot of different options are available. In the date also you get multiple selections of date in different formats. So you can choose whatever is good for you. Percentage, you can set the decimal places. There are numbers, currency, accounting, different options are available. When you work on it, you have to explore and then you can choose the right option. Another thing is changing the decimal places in numbers. So here you can see 50.00, 100.00 is coming. So the option is available here, increase decimal and decrease decimal. So if you just click here, you can round off numbers. You can truncate the decimal part and round off number. This is a shortcut available to change it into percentage, shortcut available for currency as well. So that's it. Now let us discuss how can we give border to this data. This data looks good right now. Okay, now I want to give a border to my table. So if I select a cell and this option is available, this window like thing, and this is the button for putting borders. If I click on arrow button, there are different options available: bottom border, top border, left border, right border. So if I select bottom border, only bottom will get bordered. If I select top border, top also will be bordered. So there are different options available. And then if you have to change the line color, on bottom you have the line color, you can select whatever color you want, and then there is line style. So line style you can select. So right now I want to give it all the cells, first I will give all the cells one simple border. So all borders in all cells. So if I do this, all the cells are given borders on all 4 sides. Now I want to give a thick border to my header. So if I will click on thick outside border, so you can see thick border is there. I want to give a thick border to my complete table as well, but I will demonstrate how we can draw the bottom as well. I can click on thick outside border as well and it will give the border, but let us also see how we can draw borders. So if I click here, then we have the option available of draw borders. So if I click here, I can draw the borders like this. So you can see that right now it is not thick, it is just the simple border, default border. So I will do Ctrl Z, go back here and change the line style. If I click here, I want this one. So I will select this, and then if I draw, I can draw the border here. So this is how you can give borders to the cell. You can give borders from selecting on top, or you can draw borders. You can change the line style and line colors, and you can give different borders to the cell. So now let us discuss how we can print, how we can view how it is printing. So if I click on file, here you can see print option is there. If I click on print here, it will show me the print preview, how the orientation is there. So right now it is portrait. You can change it to from portrait to landscape, and the format is going to change to landscape, and you can have different page sizes. You can select the printer, you can say which sheets to print, and then there is this page setup option. So if you click on page setup, you can adjust the percentage of how much percentage of area the table should take. So if I click on OK, it will increase. Let us just make it as 100. So it is becoming bigger. We are going to discuss printing in detail in the coming video, but for now, as a beginner, you can just understand that from here, if I want to print, I can either press Ctrl plus P, or I can go to file and click on print. Now finally, when you are done with everything, you can save the data by clicking on file and then save. If you click on file and then click on save as, you get option of saving it in different formats. So you can browse and then you can select which format you want to save this file. So different options are available in different format, or you can just simply click Ctrl S and the file is going to get saved. Ctrl S and file is going to get saved. So thank you for watching this video. In the next video, we are going to discuss what is the good format and how to design a good Excel format. Thank you.